Any doubts?
That I said na, with guardlet we are not able to use the sub style because that let is a constant. I was getting that error. So in that scenario, how I use guardlet, because if I declare it's a variable and UI table visual, I create instance, then I can directly issue. But if I use the guardlet, that I was not able to. It was
What were you not able to do?
set the style. If set the style of with the of the table cell.
What was your code here?
Just say
Cell type. What were you trying to modify?
are you sharing, sir?
No, what were you trying to modify and what couldn't you
Yeah.
do?
I was in self for row it index and guard let UI table view dot dq identifier, and after that I am trying to set the subtitle. If cell equal to nil in the bracket, then cell is equal to a sub
No, here
that
already you are checking for nil. Here already you are checking for nil. If it is nil, it doesn't come here. Okay, here you can set detail text table dot text. You should be able to access it. Here, if you check if cell equal to nil, this doesn't mean it doesn't make any sense because already we are checking for nil. If it is not there, then we are returning something. Again, why do we need it here? Even if you check also, nothing happens. You should be able to access it. Maybe you can send your code so that I can check. This is accessible only even here as well. If you have your code, you can just copy and paste that method. And clear?
yes, sir. I'll send you that. Okay.
Today we see the most important concept of layout system, that is called auto layout. To design any rich kind of user interface, this is what you need. Not only the rich, even for the small also, to accommodate the same UAVs or labels, the controls, whatever you use, to accommodate on all the V controllers, we need a concept called auto layout system or adaptive auto layout system. Okay. This is the user interface. Here we can see various number of devices on which device you want to design your user interface. Okay, I want to design user interface so that it works on.
Sir, actually, we cannot see your screen. Are you sharing your screen?
So, Imran. Okay, this is what I did. We're using Gardlet. Here again, using cell equal to nil is doesn't make sense. Cell equal to nil. This is what we are doing here, right? If it is nil, it is written. We are writing from here itself. If we are, it is not there. We are creating. Basically, this doesn't require whenever you are using table.dq reusable cell with identifier.
Okay, if the cell equal nil is not required. For example, after declaring guardlet cell, I want to set the style of the cell. How I will set it? I was asking that only.
Cell style.
Cell style.
How did you set it previously?
Previously, I was just creating a variable and then creating instance. Then I was able to set it because that is variable. But here let is the constant.
Yeah.
Cell equal to
UA table with cell.
Cell.
You mean to use this?
Yeah, like that I was trying to use, but it was causing error.
No, actually, because where we are creating table cell here itself, the table cell is getting created. While creating the table cell itself, you need to give the style. This does not have any property, right? We are again creating it. It doesn't require actually. Here itself, the cell will be created. Where is the cell? The cell is in the storyboard. Whatever you set the style there, the same thing will be reflected here. We're having editing style, focus style, selection style. Okay. Actually, here itself, we are not creating it here. We should not be able to create it. Why do we create it here? If you want to create it, here you need to create. You need to create here. That new cell. Because we are here, we are getting cell from the table view. You cannot modify that, the style of the table view cell.
So, but in this condition, what will happen? Guardlet, it will come to else when the guardless is not satisfied. Means that is not correct. It is the wrong false statement.
Come again?
Means DQ when else block only will be accessible when this statement is not true.
Yes.
Guardlet, yes, right.
Yes. This is else right. That is the difference between iflet and guardlet, right? If it is iflet, the else block is not there. Only true block only. If it is guardlet, the else block will be there. Else block will be executed only if the condition is false. If the object is nil, then only it goes to else block. There we are creating new style. Whatever you want, you can put it here. And you can return the new cell. Here, while creating the table cell itself, we can give the style. Here, we are not creating any table cell here. Here also, we are not creating any table cell. Whatever cell you have styled it on storyboard, the same thing we are taking here. Clear?
Okay, sir.
Why do you again? Why do you create the table cell again here? It is already created here. We're coming here in the. It doesn't. It means that the table cell is already created, already ready to use. Either it is reused cell or created new cell from the storyboard of W. Okay, this is by default variable only. You cannot override it actually. If you want to override it, you need to take cell equal to cell. Then new cell equal to something you need to put and return the new cell. If you want to do it, you can do it, but this is not the correct way. Here we are doing this is letter. I'm making it variable and I'm modifying it. So whenever we are modifying it, the cell which is returned by the table is useless. Since we are creating new cell, the one which is already created is useless only. So this is not recommended. This is not the correct way actually.
Okay, sir. Got it.
Yeah, let us the auto layout system. Auto layout system is very, very important. There are few constants which you need to remember. There are around 16 constants which you need to remember. Okay, assume that this is a wall in our home. This is a wall. Okay, on top of wall, you want to place one frame. How to place a frame? How to place it? We need to insert one nail and attach that frame. You need to insert that frame. Let me take a view here. This is the frame which I want to insert. This can be inserted in multiple ways. One thing is, let me change the color of this. This is the frame. I want to place the frame on my wall. So I just drag and drop. I need to specify the location of the frame. Location can be set. I can insert one nail here in the middle so that it will not move here left and right or anywhere. Top and up and down it will not move. Right and left it will not move. How to insert a nail in between? Okay, I am setting horizontally center, vertically center. I added two constraints. Before that, better discussing a view. This is a view. Previously, the views are classified into three categories. One is active component. Another one is active component with delegate methods. Another one is passive component. Right. Similarly, the views are again classified into two categories. One is general views. Another one is intrinsic contentable views. Let me write here. Intrinsic contentable views and views or general views. Here, the intrinsic contentable views holds information, whereas this does not, by default, does not hold information. Information in the sense, label, UI label is one thing, UI button is one thing, UI image view, UI text field. These are the intrinsic contentable controls. Intrinsic contentable controls are views. General views are UI view, table view, collection view. These are general views. Scroll view, text view. These are general views. By default, does not contain any width and height. Does not contain any width and height. Let me show you the difference here. This is my wall. I want to place one view here. First thing is UI label. UI label is intrinsic contentable control. We can say intrinsic control means how much the data it contains, that much the frame of that view is the content size. The size of this frame is how much content it contains. That is the frame of this view. Okay. Here, let me take one more view. The frame of this view is actually 0, 0, 0. Width of 0, height is 0. Let me show you that. I'll re-explain in proper manner. This is view. I want to place the view somewhere here on my wall so that you can attach one constraint here. You can attach one constraint here. Whenever you want to place any frame on the wall, you're deciding how much the gap from the left side, how much gap from the right side, how much gap from the top side, how much gap from the bottom side. You need to specify how much gap you need to maintain so that you can place one frame on your wall. Okay. First thing is here I'm specifying some 100 pixels from the top and some 100 pixels from the right, which is left. leading. This is called a leading constraint. This is called top constraint. Okay, and some 40 pixels. Again, some 40 pixels here. Here also, leading also 40 pixels I'm taking. Okay, if you see, still we are seeing red color. Red color means the constraints which we have set is not satisfied. The constraints which we have set is not satisfied. So what is not satisfied here? The height of the constraint. You have specified how much gap you need to maintain from the top, how much gap you need to maintain from the leading, trailing, but how much length it should be there, or how much gap should be there from the bottom. I can give some 100. Now the red color is gone. Now what happened? The view size is flexible now. How it became flexible? How it became flexible? Actually, we have specified the some logical conditions. Constraint is the logical conditions, either between two views, we can say. This is one view, super view. This is sub view. We are telling to the sub view, you be it source location and maintain 100 pixels from the top, 40 pixels from the leading, 40 pixels from the trailing, and maintain 100 pixels from the bottom. Let's run it. Now you run it on any device. Okay, it follows the same constraints, it follows the same rules, same logical conditions. Here it is maintaining 100 pixels, 40 pixels, 40 pixels, and 100 pixels here. Even if you rotate it, automatically the view size is resized. View is resized and maintaining the same pixels here. 100 pixels from the top. There is some auto layout guide here, some safe area. Actually, if you see here, it contains some safe area actually. Okay. Now leading 40 pixels, trailing also 40 pixels after safe area, and from the bottom it is 100 pixels. From bottom it is 100 pixels. Wherever you go, whatever rotation you take, whatever device you take, okay, you can also see the same thing here itself. Preview editor, go here, preview. Now we are in iPhone 11. Okay, run it on iPhone 13 or anything, iPhone 13 Pro. It maintains the same. It maintains the same gap, 100 pixels, 40, 40. Even if you take iPad mini, it maintains the same constraints. It follows the same logical constraints which we have set. 40 pixels, 40 pixels, 100 pixel, 100 pixels. Here, what is happening? The view size is resizing. The view size is resizing. I don't want to resize the view. I want to keep my view size is constant, like 100 pixels. I want to keep 100 pixels. How to keep now? You don't give this constraint. You can remove this constraint. First 4 constraints is top, leading, trailing, bottom. Okay, and I want to keep one more view inside this view. Here, the view size I'm going to keep it as constant and always maintain some 25 pixels from the top, 25 pixels from the bottom, leading, 25 pixels from the trailing, and height is some 100. Want to maintain height constant. We're taking new condition height. Okay, if you take any view, minimum required constants are 4. For non-contentable views, minimum required constants are 4. For contentable views, minimum required constants are 2. Here, if you see, the height is constant. Whether it is portrait orientation or landscape orientation, the height is constant. Now, because we have given 25 pixels away from the right, it is maintaining that. Now, I don't want it should be always 100 and 100. Remember this 100 and 100. We have, see, we can also see from here what we have. Top constant we have, leading constants we have, height constant we have. Only what is left? Width. Make sure that whatever constants we are setting for any view, make sure that it is having x space, y space, or width and height. X space, y space, and width and height. X comma y comma width comma height. In this case, whenever you are dealing with non-contentable views, whenever you are dealing with contentable views, only x and y are enough, because the contentable views by default contains width and height. By default contains width and height. See here, we have set leading constants and trailing constants. How to remove? You move your cursor onto the constant and select that and backspace to remove it. Now we have, for this view, for the white view, we're having top constant and leading constants. Let's see, run and see. It is not visible at all. It is not visible at all because it took 0 width and 0 height. 0 width and 0 height. Let me have a label here. That is the actual difference of contentable views and non-contentable views. For this, what I said is, I said leading space is 25 pixels, bottom space I'm giving some 25 pixels. There is no width, there is no height. I have not set any width and height. Run and see. We can see the label, same two constants I set to the label, but it is visible. Same two constants I set to the two constants only I set here to the white view, but it is not visible. The reason, by default, the label contains some width and height, so that we are able to see that. Here, by default, non-contentable views does not contain any width and height. Here, to see any view on user interface, one of the first interview question is, how many minimum required constraints? How many number of constraints required for any view? Then you need to classify them. Actually, views are two types. One is contentable views, another one is non-contentable views or general views. Contentable views contains intrinsic content size. Intrinsic content size, whereas general views does not contain intrinsic content size. General views require 4 constraints, whereas intrinsic content requires minimum 2. Here, minimum 4. Okay, wherever you are using view, you need to specify what is the width, what is the height, and what is the x position, what is the y position. Okay, here I am specifying width and height. How to specify the width and height? Here we have width and height constraints. There are a couple of ways, width and height. Now it is perfect. X position is 25, y position is 25, and width is not flexible. Width is fixed width and fixed height. Now you can see the white view as well. How many constraints we have seen? Leading, trailing, width and height. Total 6 constraints. Let me write them as well. Leading, trailing, top, bottom, width, height. These are the 6 constraints which we have seen. Now, I want to place one view always in the center of the red view. View. Okay, this is the non-contentable views. Minimum required constraints are 4. Here, specify x and y and width and height, or center constraint. This is center constraint. Now I am giving width and height in different ways. Control and a drag and drop here. Control and drag and drop on the same view. Hold shift. Width and height I have set. Here, what is the width? Width is 240, height is 128. But I want to edit it. I want to keep 100 and 100. 100 and 100. I said, let's run it and see. There are actually, we need two more constraints. What happened? When you set this is the this view is 100 and 100. Let me make 120 and 120 and make this green. Run it. Here we have specified width and height. We have specified width of the frame, height of the frame, but we have not specified what is the X position and what is the Y position, and we have just thrown on the wall. What happened when you keep just specifying width and height? It fell down. Fell down. X position is here, right? X, this is the X coordinate. This is the Y coordinate. In our general graphs when in our schooling days, X is this is X, this is Y, but this is Y, this is X from the top. So what happened? It fall down to the 0, 0. What we need to specify? We need to specify always center, right? Keep always center. How to keep always center? Center X, center Y. We got an actual size also, as well as it is always in the center. Whatever orientation you move, it is always in the center. Okay, center X and center Y. Center X and center Y. Now I want to keep one more view. AI view. AI view here. The width of this, I'll put something. Okay, I have just drag and drop a view. I have not set anything. I want to maintain some gap here. That is leading space, we can say, or else from drag and drop from this view to this view, and horizontal spacing view. Horizontal spacing, how much space I need here. And I also need horizontal space we have specified, means X position we have specified. Now what we need? We need Y position, width and height. Y position, I want to keep always middle of this. Center vertically. Vertical means this is Y position, right? Vertically. Always be in the center of this view. How much? Always be in the center of this view. Center Y only. Center Y means this position. Always maintain this position. And width and height. Equal width and equal height I am giving. Equal width, equal height. Means always maintain width of this view, height of this view. From that, what I want is this is equal width, equal height. This is actually multiplier is very, very important. Make it 1 or 0.5. Even width is by default 0.5. What I did is here I set 4 constants here. One is the space. This is horizontal spacing. Horizontal spacing. Then we have given center Y, vertical spacing, vertical center, vertically center. Then we have given equal width and equal height. Equal width, equal height. Here the multiplier is very, very important. How much percentage you want to equal? How much percentage you want to equal? It is completely 1%. 1% or 0.5%. I want to maintain 0.75%. Width, right? Width, keep it 0.5. 0.5. Height, I am going to change it. Height is 0.75. I'm going to make it 0.5 to 0.75. Means 3 portions of this view. Equal width and equal height, very, very important. It always maintains leading space, that is horizontal space, and always 75% of the view height and 50% of this view width. Clear? And I don't want to maintain always vertically center in this view. I want to modify it. I want to keep Always these two should be equal at the top. So what we can do is we can remove this vertical and keep top. Always be in the same line. Top constraints. Whatever orientation you go, always be at the top. These two should be at same position. Sizes are different, but it should start at same Y position. Same Y position. This is top constraint. Center X, center Y, top, left, right, bottom. These are the various constraints 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Horizontal spacing, vertical spacing. These are the various constraints. These are the 16 constraints which you need to remember. Okay, leading and left, these two are different. Leading and left, these two are different. How it is different? For this, we can say this is leading. It is the first view. Whenever it is connecting to the view, this is leading. Whenever the relationship between two subviews, that is called leading left space. Horizontal space is different. Horizontal space is different. This is not horizontal spacing. This is leading constraint. This is horizontal spacing. This is horizontal spacing. Okay. Left means this is top. Left means always start at same position. You can say the horizontal, right? Remove the horizontal thing and always start at left of this view. Leading left. Bottom, top. Left is not displayed here. You can display the left here. I'll tell you. Leading. What is this? Leading always starts from the same position of this view. You can also do that in the center vertically. First baseline equal width equal height. Horizontal spacing. Actually, we have horizontal spacing here. We can also make this view starts from here. Okay, I'm just repeating. Basically, constraints. What is constraint? Basically, the auto layout system is useful to build user interfaces for different sizes of devices. Auto layout is a combination of constraints, which is helpful to design user interface, adaptive user interface, or flexible user interface to fit in multiple devices of different sizes. Auto layout system is built on top of constraints. Constraints are logical conditions or logical equations between two views or subviews and superviews or surrounding views. Logical equation. A logical condition between views. The views are either super view or subview or surrounding views. What are the different constraints we have? What are the minimum required constraints? Basically, the controls or the UI components are classified into two categories. One is intrinsic contentable controls. Another one is general views or non-intrinsic contentable views. Intrinsic contentable views means which hold some information, which by default contains some width and height, For those constraints, the required constraints are two required constraints. One is what is the X position, what is the Y position. Here, for non-contentable controls, we need a minimum of 4 constraints to see it on the user interface. One is X and Y, another two are width and height, or leading and trailing. There are only two things, whether you want to make your frame fixed width or fixed height and flexible width and flexible height. Based on that, you need to set the constraints. If you want to fixed width and fixed height, set the X and Y position along with width and height. If you want to make your view flexible, set X, Y leading and trailing. like top, bottom, leading, trailing. If you set all 4 constants, it is very flexible. Depends upon the devices. The view frame size will be automatically calculated. Leading and trailing means left and right, top, bottom, and width. If you want to set width of the view, you can set height of the view. You can set to keep any view always in the center or always center Y. These two are the center X and center Y are the constants. To specify the spacing between two subviews, you can use horizontal spacing or vertical spacing. To keep the size of the view should be equivalent to some other view, then you can use equal width and equal height. And where to start? Where to start the view? This is again, instead of setting center X and center Y, you can use center X and center Y. You can use top, left, right, bottom. These constants. These are the 16 constants which you need to remember. Okay, this is a little complex subject. Okay, while when you practice it, then only you will get it. Now, how to use this for the different devices? Like I want to put a different font for iPhone and a different font for iPad. How to do that? Those things we see in next session. Please rejoin.